Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that's what there's.
Get ready, everyone. Talk to you at the bar. Something's on the street. You
And
sure
can we?
You're never gonna find out. No one's
Staring. You just stare.
Literally we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally do each other, and like
When I
time,
found a sociopath.
yeah, like time stops.
Yeah.
But like, that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
As in, like,
Like for sure, and like
Apple, take one. Emer.
very simple
Emer.
stuff, but then the 4 hours that she was badass than that. But there's no description.
set and playback.
I'm not gonna you direct this, okay?
well,
Hi, friends. It's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. When Blake Lively showed up on the red carpet at the premiere of her straight to Prime Video film, Weird, in Texas, in Austin, Texas, there was no Ryan Reynolds to be seen. And she showed up in a latex dress. That's a whole thing. And she apparently was saying all the things, putting on her brave face because her husband wasn't there to protect her from the big bad wolf. And at the event, she was there with her co-stars. There was rumblings about Anna Kendrick and if there was a feud with Anna Kendrick, and her director on this film, Paul, went out of his way to try to put out a good narrative for her, Blake, by saying that she's the best collaborator, she does the best wardrobe, she's a joy to work with, she's the most amazing actress, he would never work with anyone else better than her. It was over the top. I didn't really spend a lot of time caring about if she's feuding with Anna, if this film's going to be a flop. I don't care. All I cared about was all of that narrative about Anna in the film was distracting me from the fact that Ryan Reynolds wasn't there. Ryan Reynolds is literally always at every red carpet for her. He rarely is anywhere that she is with, like, she doesn't go anywhere without him. Very rarely. Ryan is her minder, her chaperone. He keeps her safe from all of the big bad men in Hollywood. And so when I saw her walking the red carpet, I was like, where's Ryan? I thought he was your husband. I thought you did everything together. It seemed like this would be a great moment for the two of them to show a united front, much like what they did at the SNL event when Ryan made a joke of things and stood up and literally did a bit about this lawsuit. And it was that bit that he did with Saturday Night Live that made me realize that my hunch is that Ryan is going to leave his wife out to dry. See, this is my opinion, but I've covered a lot of narcissists on this channel. One in particular, his name is Cody Brown. And when a narcissist gets cornered and they're in a jam, they start blaming everyone that they can but themselves. They will even blame their wives. And they will hang their wives out to dry if it means that they can save themselves. And when he was making a joke of it, it made me feel like I'm watching if Ryan was Cody Brown, leaving one of his wives out to dry, hanging her out to dry, blaming her, making a joke of it to try to separate himself, distance himself from the situation, trying to pretend like he's not involved. Now, Blake's career, I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't care about this film. It's a straight to streaming movie. It's a sequel. The reviews are mixed. But Ryan is desperately trying to put his career so that he doesn't lose his career because he has a net worth that is 10 times what hers is. So if her net worth is $30 million, his net worth is estimated at 350 to 400 million. Now that's on paper. That doesn't mean that's liquid, but he has a way bigger net worth. She is financially dependent on him if she wants to live the kind of baller life that she lives. She has some money of her own, but Ryan's the one that's driving the bus. He has the power and control with the finances in this relationship. For all intents and purposes, for the last 4 years, when she wasn't making films, she was kind of being like a kept woman by Ryan. So when I saw this article, finally someone addressing why Ryan wasn't there, I was immediately like, well, first of all, it's the Daily Mail. We already know that both sides of the PR team are working their overdrive when it comes to Blake Lively, and we know that their PRs love to leak to the Daily Mail and the New York Post. And it's interesting because anytime I talk about a story that's on their platform, people are like, the Daily Mail is not reliable. Well, I mean, true, but they have text messages showing that these people are actually talking to these reporters. So when I saw this story, I was like, first of all, did they leak this story and then kill it with a quote from Ryan? Like, did his side leak this one thing and then the publicist came in to like clean it up? Or is there truth in this and they're trying to kill a story um, and trying to flip the narrative so that people don't realize that Ryan is going to let his wife's career get destroyed while he hangs her out to dry? Okay, so this showed up in the Daily Mail and it said that the headline, interestingly, was that the insider spills on the real reasons Ryan Reynolds ditched Blake Lively on the red carpet amid Anna Kendrick beef. Now, mind you, there's no actual beef between Anna and Blake. I just think these two would never cross paths in real life. They would never be friends in real life. I'm thinking that Anna is just annoyed with all of this attention that the film is getting and how the film will probably be ruined because of what Blake's done. There was someone that was literally missing from there, okay? This is what the article says. Just weeks ago, the pair appeared together at the SNL 50th anniversary show in which Ryan Reynolds, 48, made an arguably ill-advised joke about the Baldoni drama. During an audience participation segment of the show, Reynolds was asked by a host, Tina Fey, how was he doing? And he replied sarcastically, why? What have you heard? So now what the insider is saying that blunder was met with a lot of backlash in their private quarters. And that was the reason for his absence on Friday. So apparently, because Ryan can't keep his big mouth shut and he can't not be the center of attention and he can't not stop mocking his wife, he needs to miss this event. This is what their source told them. SNL was a test to see how fans would react to them. It was their first outing together since Blake filed, and it did not bode well for them. Ryan and Blake both now realize that if their careers are to survive, they cannot be involved in the same projects because everything will be heavily scrutinized. Really, it's about protecting their separate incomes, the source explained. Blake is unsure about the future of her career because of the backlash she has received. She does not want to have family with no income, and she knows that Ryan's career has so far survived the fallout. Okay, that's what their source says. And then a spokesperson for Reynolds, an unnamed one, says, another Simple Favor premiere was a resounding success. Both fans and critics in attendance loved the movie. Blake attended with her cast and filmmakers and had a great time. Several other actors attended the premiere without their spouses or significant others. Deflecting to the other members, right? So don't look at me, look over there. Nobody cares about who else attended without their spouses. They're asking about you, Ryan. There's really no response to that. Did you see it was like a non-response response? Like, it was a great success. Look over there. Other people attended without her. So he didn't deny that this was true. Okay. Something that is in my head when I saw this, it was their first outing together since Blake filed and did not bode well for them. Ryan and Blake both now realize that if their careers are to survive, they cannot be involved in the same projects because everything will be heavily scrutinized. If you've done nothing wrong, by the way, if you've not participated in anything nefarious, if you've not done something that would cause you to potentially get your career ended, if you not had behaved in a objectionable, cancelable, extortionist way, one would think that if you didn't do these things, it wouldn't matter if you still did things together. Because if the truth was on your side, right? And if the truth will prevail, which is what her side keeps saying, is that just wait for the truth. The truth will come out. The truth is coming. Well, if the truth is coming, and if you've done nothing wrong, there's really no reason for them to stop working together, right? That's my opinion. And it feels like this is a narrative that no matter what they do, it's going to look bad either way. And here's why. If they don't work together, right, they're going to look like they have something to hide because it's going to seem like now people are going to know that when we work together, we're going to undermine the directors, we're going to undermine production, we're going to cause delays, we're going to run up budgets, we're going to be difficult. We might yell at people. We might scold people. We might force rules that don't necessarily need to happen. We might over exaggerate, inflate, and try to love bomb everyone to come onto our side to turn against you. We may even try to steal your film. That's if they stay working together. But if they stay apart, this is what it looks like. I'm going to let my wife take the fall for what I did. Neither narrative is good. Trust me. Because the way that they're positioning this is it's Blake is willing to let her career fail and implode so that Ryan's career can be maintained and can still achieve and exceed and make money and do the things that he wants to do and be successful. So if Ryan exits and lets his wife take the fall, it's like the least chivalrous thing he could do because he is part of the problem and created half this mess. But it further proves to me that at the heart of this is narcissism because they're framing it like this is Blake's idea. This is Blake's choice to let Ryan not help her and not support her publicly because if he doesn't support her publicly, then his career will survive and that'll be great because then her family will have money. Basically putting it like Ryan's my provider, my sugar daddy, my kids will have money, whatever it is. And that's what we need is money. At the heart of their arguments for why Ryan isn't there and why it's important that his career thrives and if hers fails, it's okay because he still has his career is actual misogyny. It's anti-feminist. It's the concept that Ryan as the patriarch needs to be able to provide for the family. And it's okay and we can sacrifice Blake's career as tribute. That's like the Hunger Games. They can sacrifice her career because she's the woman and she's not the primary provider. And so Ryan can try to distance himself, discard his wife, not show up at her events, and his career will thrive. It's cool if her career goes into the garbage because she's just a woman and she doesn't need a job anyway. But yet, Blake's CIA agents and their bots keep saying that we that are criticizing or analyzing or reporting are actually the misogynists because we're pointing out what's happened and how Ryan is really behind a lot of this and that she's lying. We're not being misogynist by not believing her. We're actually just saying she's lying and Ryan's lying. There's no misogyny to the lie, but there is misogyny to that argument that Blake is choosing to let her career be sabotaged so Ryan's can thrive. And what that also tells me is that Ryan, at the core, this is self sabotage. This is career sabotage for his wife. If what they're saying is true, I think that a lot of this and a lot of this egging on by Ryan is because he doesn't want his wife to be more successful than him. I think Ryan wants that wife at home, pregnant, barefoot, so she can bring in the kids. And as he comes in the door, she can make him dinner and do the whole housewife thing. And if he can get her into a situation like this and everything implodes and her career is over, well, at least he has his career and then he can come in and be the savior. But if it was true that she's a feminist, she would save herself. She wouldn't need to rely on him. And if it was true that what happened to her happened, this backlash wouldn't have happened, right? If the smear campaign, quote unquote, was manufactured and fabricated like she says, none of that noise would have done a dent into her career. Also, by the way, even with that backlash, the movie that she was in made a ton of money, which is why they all should have just kept their mouths shut, let the people fly and talk about what was happening, not feed the wolves like us, and just let the film be successful. Take the high road. Do the promo with him, do what's best for the film, put your egos aside. But they couldn't do that. And I feel like at all different points during this process, he has egged her on to fight, to go after, to do these things that eventually will blow up in her face and expose her for the liar that she is. Because at the core, he doesn't want her to work. That's just my opinion. Because again, the way that they're framing this is that he is going to literally not support his wife publicly because his career needs to thrive. That's the ultimately most narcissistic, selfish thing a man could do. If you are in a relationship and you have a husband, ladies, or if you're a husband, fellas, if your wife was in the kind of position that she's in, or if you're a lady and you were in this kind of position, if your husband literally just took the back door and was like, peace out, have fun, I got you into this mess, deuces, what would that make you think about how he values you? My husband is like a huge protector. He's actually a feminist, kind of like Justin Baldoni, but he has a very protective side and he will go to battle for me. And he would never make light of a situation like this. He would go toe to toe with someone if he needed to. He's not that kind of guy, but he would. He would deflect the negativity from me to him. He would rather take the negativity than me. He would do everything in his power to shield me from that. That's what a good partner would do. Also, all Ryan would have had to do at this event was literally not act like a dick and make a joke. He could have easily gone without joking about the sexual harassment lawsuit, ignoring the questions, putting on a face, being his fake narrative. But part of me believes that he couldn't have and he wouldn't have been able to help himself. He would have wanted to make a joke of it. He would have wanted to make light of it because he would wanted to have, in my opinion, made a show and act like he's not intimidated, scared, and he has the upper hand. Because if you can joke about it, then you're not affected by it. So really what Ryan is doing is he's doing what he has said all along. He has done interviews where he has told late night hosts that if his child was in a burning building or people were going to shoot his child, he would throw his wife in front of the child so that his wife would protect the child, but he wouldn't protect either one of them. He has said that he would use his wife as a shield to protect his own life. That's not what actual partnership is about. He's making her a sacrificial lamb. And Miss Lively apparently is brainwashed, deluded, and believes that this is okay because apparently, as long as you have your patriarch that can pay the bills, it's all good. But this tells me that this marriage is not going to last. It won't. Because what will happen is if her career does implode, then she's going to be stuck at home with him all the time. He's going to be a complete brute to be around. She'll be a complete brute to be around because she'll have lost everything. It's going to erode the confidence they have in one another. They're both narcissistic. They both hate criticism. They can't handle being criticized. So ultimately, their marriage will implode. They cannot stay in a situation where they are not both being lavished with the fuel that they get from the supply of the fame. Think of all of us as their narcissistic supply. Every single one of us is giving them the supply to survive. And when we pop that and take it away from them, then they start picking on each other and they're going to turn on each other. They should be able to go public, not worry about the backlash, be public if they want to be public, and do the things. If you have nothing to hide, hide nothing. If you're confident in your case, just be quiet, don't talk about it publicly, and go on with your life. But again, the way that they're acting here doesn't tell me that they're innocent. They're not acting innocent. They're acting like they care more about their image. And again, finally, why would this end her career if she's telling the truth? If she goes through a full trial and there's all the sides show and prove that everything she said is true and that we all got it wrong, then her career would not be over. So if you're thinking draconian like that, that also makes me feel like you know you did something wrong. Because why would you go to our careers are over if you did nothing wrong? Careers don't end because you did nothing wrong. They generally end because you did something you shouldn't have done. But what do I know? I suspect this marriage has a 5-year lifespan from where they are today. That would be the best. If I'm going to be totally honest, I give it 2 years more tops. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell to never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.